Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the Dongguan Basketball Center. We've had a thrilling start to the day here at the Dongguan Basketball Center in National Basketball City in China. A wonderful win for Australia over Canada. Now it is the turn of Lithuania and Senegal to play their first games in the group of death. Well, two teams who will be hoping they can get off to the kind of start that Australia did. Australia scoring over 100 points in that victory over Canada, but Canada did run them close for a long, long time. And it should be another fascinating encounter here. Plenty of Lithuanian fans here to enjoy the spectacle. And alongside myself, Oscar Chamberlain, is Shona Thorburn. Shona, this is another fascinating matchup. I mean, the bar's been set pretty high by Canada and Australia. I wonder if these guys can live up to it.
Yeah, you know, I'm still kind of buzzing from that first game, but I'm excited to see this Lithuanian team play. I mean, there's a reason why they're ranked number 6 in the world, FIBA World Ranking. But then again, anyone who watches Afro-basket or, you know, these African teams recently, in this tournament alone, Nigeria just almost pulled up an upset. Tunisia is a good team. Senegal is going to be right there with them. And the thing is, which is really interesting, they're going to play a very different style of play than this Lithuanian team. So how is that going to affect Lithuania? Are they going to be able to find their rhythm and do what they want to do against a very athletic, long Senegal team?
Yeah, Senegal may be a slightly unknown quantity in this group. They've got a brand new coach, of course. Mustafa Gay's only just taken over. He's got lots of experience in the women's game, lots of success there as well. So we certainly shouldn't rule that out, but it must be difficult for them coming into this tournament, having had so little time together with their coach.
Yeah, just like you said, I mean, players, the longer they play together, they just become common to each other. I mean, saying that, they know where each other are, they know what they're going to do, they know where they're going to be on the court, and the same goes for the coach. You kind of have to get used to a new coach as well, and like you said, I mean, there's been a little bit of controversy around this Senegalese program and this summer, but they're here, and the best thing is they have nothing to lose, and when a team has nothing to lose, they're incredibly scary.
Yeah, there is plenty of experience, and actually plenty of the team have played together, even if it was under a different coach. And we will be getting the action underway very, very shortly, but we will have a pause, first of all, for the national anthems. Just a reminder of the scores earlier on, Australia winning by 108-92 against Canada, and this is what it means for the group. That victory for Australia puts them top for now. Lithuania or Senegal will join them shortly.
And now, please stand for the national anthems of both teams.
女士们、先生们，请全体起立，奏双方球队国歌。
First, the national anthem of Lithuania.
首先奏立陶宛国歌。
And now, the national anthem of Senegal.
奏塞内加尔国歌。
Well, a very proud moment for both of these countries. Plenty of support for Lithuania here. They do outnumber the Senegal fans here in the Dongguan Basketball Center. And a fascinating contest in prospect. It'll be interesting to see just how both of the sides cope with the challenge ahead. Here is your refereeing team: Saverio Lanzini of Italy, Leandro Salazar of Argentina, and Martin Horozov of Bulgaria. Well, Lithuania took part in quite an intense practice yesterday. They shortened it slightly before their introductory press conference, but there was certainly lots of intensity within the warm-ups and the drills. And here is the starting five: Kalnietis, Grigonis, Mišulis, Sabonis and Valanciunas. And there's a couple of names there, Shona, that really jump out straight away, Sabonis, Valanciunas in particular.
Absolutely. And you know, you and I talked yesterday. I said, do you think they'll start together? Because they're kind of similar positions, but, you know, Sabonis, those of you who don't know who this guy is, I'm sure you know who his father is. You know, the Hall of Famer, FIBA Hall of Famer, playing in his first World Cup. How cool is that? I mean, he had big shoes to fill, and he is absolutely filling them. Great NBA career, but I'm kind of more excited to see what JV Jonas Valanciunas is going to do today.
Here's the Senegal starting five: Dalmeida, Ndor, Hamad Faye, Hamadi Ndiaye and Babacar Touré. Maurice Ndor's the captain. He's very much a leader of this group in every sense. He could have a big impact as well. And we talked about this Senegal team, and they have been playing together quite a lot. A lot of these players have been at the last couple of tournaments, so it's their togetherness that's going to make a big difference for them.
Yeah, for this Senegalese team, I think they need to come out and play their style of basketball and really force Lithuania to be uncomfortable. And that's, you know what, attack, be aggressive, use your length and your athleticism. Just make things uncomfortable. You have nothing to lose, so why not go out and prove something today?
Yeah, certainly they are the dark horses of this group, if you like. They're certainly the team that maybe nobody is expecting to cause any real upsets, but they're not going to be pushovers either. They are the second highest ranked team in the African region. They've been very unlucky with the draw, and they've been placed in such a tough group. Danis Adomaitis, the head coach of Lithuania, has been there for a few years now, 3 years in charge, and he was a pretty decent player himself, actually, part of the bronze medal winning side of the 2000 Olympics in Sydney. And what a challenge for Mustafa Gay, taking over this national team just a few weeks before the tournament. It's a big challenge for him, but as we mentioned briefly earlier, he's got experience at international tournaments, so he can, you know, those skills are transferable. He can certainly bring his knowledge.
It's just, you know, did he have time to put in systems defensively and offensively that he normally likes to run with this team? That's kind of the question right now.
And I suppose if you're coming up against Lithuania, that's one of the worst opponents you could hope to face, because they are so well drilled. They've been together a long time, lots of experience, you know.
Incredibly fundamental basketball team, always have been. It's kind of a tradition for Lithuanian teams to play fundamental basketball. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, two of the Lithuanian squad actually played in the 2006 World Cup 13 years ago, Kalnietis and Jankūnas. But there's some youth in there as well. A nice blend, a nice balance to this Lithuanian side. They are going to be fascinating to watch. They've come very close in the last couple of editions of the World Cup, semi-finals, twice in a row.
You kind of wonder, is this their year to take that step and finally come away with a medal?
I think they believe it. I think they believe they can go one step further at least.
Okay, guys. Hands down, please. Hands down, have a good game.
So we are underway. It is game 2 in Group H. Senegal and Lithuania looking to back up what we've already seen from Australia and Canada in a thrilling contest earlier on today. It's the Lithuanians looking for the fast start. And the first foul. What a beginning that is. Trip to the foul line. 2 points already in the bag for Grigonis.
Yeah, that was just a good job of attacking the switch and being aggressive. I mean, not sure how many times he would be able to make that kind of a shot consecutively, but he knew he was going to get to the free throw line no matter what.
And he adds the extra. But Grigonis off the mark with a three-point play. Lithuania getting themselves in front early on. This is Babacar Touré, travelling call against Senegal's number 31. Touré just misstepping there. This is Valanciunas. Kalnietis looking to get the pass away, finds Sabonis, and Sabonis draws the foul this time. They're applying plenty of early pressure here, Lithuania, as you'd expect.
And it's already Hamadei's second foul, so he's going to have to go out for Senegal. I mean, good job attacking and staying aggressive if you're Lithuania.
Sabonis unable to make that first free throw. Does make the second. Domantas Sabonis, just 23 years old, already making a huge impression. On the offensive foul call this time, it's Touré. Difficult start here for Senegal.
Probably not the best start, what they really wanted. Turnover, then an offensive foul, which is a turnover, and then 2 fouls defensively. So maybe this is a little bit, I don't want to call nerves, but I think they just need to settle down and, you know what, we're all right, calm down. We knew Lithuania were going to be a good team. Let's just play our basketball.
Lithuania looking to increase that lead, and Sabonis showing his skills again. And it's a 6-point lead. Ndor finding Yusufa Ndoye. And Ndoye putting one up and gets it to go. Senegal off the mark. He's one of the players who featured at Afrobasket 2017. Kalnietis. Sabonis, Kalnietis goes for the three and trades it. Well, this Lithuanian team are wasting no time at all.
And, you know, they already have 3 players score for them in this game. I mean, they're just so unselfish. They don't really care who scores. They just kind of find the open person, find the person with the best mismatch.
Grigonis gets it to go. Lithuania have already established a 9-point lead with just over 2 minutes played.
But really, they haven't had many looks. When they have, they scored. So it's just about taking care of the ball, getting some good looks on offense, but really defensively.
Mais si on ne défend pas, écran qui va en bas, il faut l'annoncer. C'est Maurice ou Mohamed, il faut que tu actives. Mais là, si l'écran marche, il faut switcher avec Maurice. Il n'y a pas de souci. Revenons dans le jeu, sur le principe élémentaire. La balle a
So he actually said, if you don't defend, we can't do anything. And then he said, offensively, get the ball inside. Basically, he was just trying to tell him to calm down. I mean, there's not a whole lot. You need to call a timeout. You need to sort of stop the bleeding a little bit. But he's right. You have to defend to be able to play offense and keep this game tight. So really, it starts on the defensive end for them. And I think it's a good idea to get the ball inside. Maybe you could get these, strong Lithuanian bigs into a little bit of foul trouble, and then things could be really open up for you.
Well, it is a 9-point lead for Lithuania. Ibrahim Afai finding Dalmeida, who looks for Yusufa Ndoye, but it's turned over again. Lithuania wasting no time in getting up the floor. 3-point attempt, no good, and Ibrahim Afai with a good claim that time. This is Dalmeida. Ndoye. Ibrahim Afai going for the aggressive approach, but such a swift break. And that'll be 2 for the Lithuanians. Not quite the block on that occasion.
No, so it's goaltending, so it's going to count as a 2-point basket. It kind of looked close, but clearly the ref got it right. The ball hits the backboard, and then it's blocked after. It's an automatic goaltending.
Dalmeida. Dalmeida once again. Fai. Yusufa Ndoye. Up against Valanciunas. Did really well there, Yusufa Ndoye. Nice finish. Sabonis now for Lithuania. Kalnietis. Looking for Sabonis, who is unable to hold the pass. Really the first time that we've seen any kind of slip-up from these Lithuanians. It was such an intense and strong start from them. Dalmeida.
I mean, really now it's kind of entry passes for Senegal. I think those are right looks, but we saw Valanciunas be able to get a tip on it, and it ended up being a turnover. Right there was an advantage, but it's just the entry pass to the post-up. They're not connecting.
Ibrahim Afai. Maurice Ndoye goes for the 3. Doesn't quite get it to go. Ibrahim Afai almost following up. It's just not quite happening for Senegal at the moment. It is this Lithuanian team who are calling the shots now. Sabonis. Grigonis floats one up, can't get it to go. Valanciunas underneath it to finish. And that's where he can be so effective, dominating at both ends of the court.
I really wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he hasn't had to do much here today, but he easily can be a 20-10 guy for you in this tournament if you're a Lithuanian fan.
Fai gets the shot away, nicely put away too. Good work from Mohamed Fai. Senegal just keeping in touch here, down by 9. They might just be starting to find their rhythm. It's a good steal. Fast break didn't quite happen initially, but it might still work here for the Senegalese, who get 2 more on the board. Ibrahim Afai this time, and that's much, much better. Seven-point lead for Lithuania. Grigonis goes in again and floats one in. He's made a terrific start, Grigonis. It just looks so dangerous every time they're in possession. Maurice Ndor looking to make his contribution. He's looking for the foul, nothing given. And another swift move down the court here from Lithuania. Grigonis floats it up again, can't get it to go this time. And Almeida will bring it out. It's Almeida again. Just a couple of seconds left on the shot clock, but the shot does get away in time and misses from Ibrahim Afai. Just not quite clicking at the moment.
Yeah, you know, if you kind of compare them to how Lithuania looks on the offensive end, I agree with you. I think they've had success when they have got the ball inside, but they haven't done the best job getting the ball to the post player in the correct position. And then they've taken some difficult contested jump shots from outside, which I don't think that's their where they have, you know, their best advantage.
Oh, nicely put away, Valanciunas again. Just makes it look so easy. This is Ibrahim Afai. Now Sambe. Finds Maurice Ndor. Assessing the options, driving inside. Maurice Ndor puts up the shot, can't get it to go. Under pressure. And away come Lithuania again. Sabonis. Almost going it alone. In the end, Valanciunas taking over, but a good steal there from Maurice Ndor. And gets it back again from Sambe. It was almost an excellent breakaway there from Senegal, a little unfortunate. But really competing. A great steal here from Maurice Ndor.
Yeah, just a good job being aggressive, trying to... But you know what? It's kind of what Coach says, as a big man, never bring the ball down. And you saw Jonas. I mean, he needed to gather himself, but he brought the ball down, and sure enough...
Sambe goes for the three, can't get it to go. And Valanciunas claims the rebound. Four rebounds already for Jonas Valanciunas. Could be a pretty big number by the end of this contest. Kalnietis floats one. Oh, the follow from Valanciunas. And there we see the effect he has once again, both defensively and offensively.
I mean, he already has 4 points off offensive rebounds. He is just that skilled.
Super Ndoye. Sambe. Torre and Ndoye. He can't get it to go. Sabonis claims the rebound this time. Ulanovas leaves it for Kalnietis. Kalnietis comes inside, floats one up, in off the glass. Superb from Kalnietis, superb from Lithuania. And Sambe now for the Senegalese. Back to Sambe. Looking for a way through, goes for the three in the end, can't get it to go. Valanciunas underneath it, and this time he's fouled.
And, you know, we saw Senegal right there kind of settle for 2 threes in the last 2 possessions, and I don't think that's their strength. I mean, the last World Cup, they were one of the worst three-point shooting teams. They're shooting 50%, just under 50% from 2. Haven't made a 3 yet. You can't just settle for threes. You got to go with what works, and that's trying to get the ball inside.
Lekavicius. And the 2-point attempt missed by Yankunas. Senegal come away with it. Just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Big lead for Lithuania. Good play from Torre, but he can't finish. Decision going the way of Senegal. Final touch of a Lithuanian hand. Zayn Dalmeida back in the action for Senegal here. We talk about Lithuania playing with aggression, which they do, but no fouls so far. It tells you they have a lot of discipline as well.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned before the game started, I think Lithuania are one of the most fundamental basketball teams. Offensively, definitely, but you also see it defensively. That being said, I don't think Senegal has been aggressive. You know, I think they can get the ball inside, and that's not just with the pass. When I say that, they can also penetrate. Movement, penetration. We're not seeing a lot of that from them right now.
Villanova striving forward. Yankunas. Sebutis. A bounce pass into Villanova, another bounce pass. Brilliantly worked, brilliantly finished. What a play from Lithuania. Yankunas with his first points of the game. Looking to end the quarter just as they started it here. Tiam putting it up, can't get it to go. Now Dalmeida gets the pass away and eventually tipped in. Babacar Touré with a couple of points and finally gets Senegal into double digits. But Lekavicius just steaming through. The follow is there, but the foul had been called already. Lekavicius just flew through the middle there. Draws the foul, he'll go to the line.
You saw Endoy mad and his teammates there kind of brought them into a huddle because that's not acceptable. I mean, you shouldn't be able, after a score, to just let the point guard dribble the ball up and attack the basket.
Makes both of the free throws as the buzzer goes for the end of the first quarter, and it has been absolutely ruthless from Lithuania in the opening 10-minute period. They lead in the first half here at the end of the first quarter by 27 points to 10. Shown that they've just been so dominant.
Yeah, we're going to get a look at shooting percentages here, I'm sure, and really it's defensively. They haven't been challenged from Senegal. There you have it. I mean, they're shooting 65% overall, 50% from three. They've only shot two. I mean, really, they can do whatever they want right now.
Well, they are in complete control as things stand, but as we've already seen today, that doesn't necessarily mean it's over. It is a 17-point lead for Lithuania at the end of the first. It is 27-10. In order to keep up with all the proceedings at the FIBA World Cup, make sure you download the official app for free. It will have highlights and news and everything you could possibly want to keep you in touch with everything going on in China over the next couple of weeks. Well, a storming start from Lithuania. Plenty of players making their own contributions. Valanciunas, as we expected, having a big say, of course, but it's more than just him. It's a collective effort at the moment. Can Senegal get off to a good start in this second quarter? Try and close that gap, which is already 17 points. Toure hands off to Sambe. Sambe draws the foul.
And checking number 10, and substitution, Senegal. Senegal 队换人，今天的
First foul of the game from the Lithuanians. None at all in that first quarter. Offensive foul called this time. Frustration for Mustafa Gay. Super Ndoye, the man penalised. Just a little too physical there.
He definitely was trying to hook him. So and the thing is, he did it right in front of the baseline ref.
Another foul called here. It'll be another trip to the line. We've had a few of those already, Lithuania. Ulanovas this time. Third foul for Ndoye as well. Nicely done by Ulanovas. Gets his 2 points on the board. The lead is now 19. This is Maurice Ndoye. Toure. Now Dalmeida. Ndoye once again. Gets it, long two from the captain.
And he's someone who needs to get going, I think, for this Senegalese team. But you know what? I thought they did a good job there. They ran an offense, they kind of got him posting up at the low block, and he has a height advantage.
Ulanovas again. It's a good rejection by Ndoye. Starting to show his qualities and what he can do. It's another three-point attempt that doesn't go to plan, and that long-range shooting just isn't really working for them.
No, and you know, like I mentioned at the last World Cup in 2014, sorry, they weren't the worst shooting team, but they made the least amount of attempts, and that was only 29 throughout the tournament. So historically, they haven't been a great three-point shooting team. Maybe things have changed. There's new players.
Oh, what a tip-in that is. Superbly done. Great work there by Kuzminskas. Gets his first points of the game. Dalmeida for Senegal. Toure. That's much, much better. Much more aggressive, driving inside, and Toure putting it away. Lekavicius. Shown his speed around the court already. And Kunas misses out. It's a turnover, and here is Maurice Ndoye, who finishes expertly. Just a decent little spell here from Senegal. Starting to get into the game. Great work by Maurice Ndoye here. He knows how to finish from that kind of position.
But really, you know, I thought it started with decent defense by Senegal that led to that fast break, and then the last time down before that on offense, you saw Senegal just be a little bit more aggressive and attack the basket.
One more kiss. One sweet kiss. We need a kiss, yeah.
So a 15-point lead for Lithuania. Lekavicius finding Grigonis, who's made a really strong start to the game. Kuzminskas driving in, floating it up, couldn't quite get it to go off the glass. Senegal can try and continue this scoring run now. 5 for 3, and again it doesn't go. Ulanovas with a chance to break quickly down the court. Sabonis drawing the foul, and will go to the line for the extra.
Again, I think Senegal had a 4-on-3 opportunity that last time, and they settled for a 3-point shot, which they are now 0 for 7. I mean, attack. You know, I know you want to cut into the lead, and the best way to do that is score the most points. So yeah, a 3-pointer is worth more than a 2, but it's not working out. They got to stay aggressive. They got to attack.
It's far too early in the game to worry about the scoreline. Yeah. Just concentrate on putting a run together. Had a chance for a 6-point run there. Instead, it's a 3-point play at the other end. Sabonis draining the free throw. The lead increases. 18 now the difference. It's Almeida. Ibrahim Afai. Torre. Maurice Ndor. Not long left on the shot clock, goes for the long 2, it's a little short. Torre does really well, but can't quite get it to go. And Lithuania breaking so quickly again. Lekavicius. Tries to get it down to Kuzminskas, draws the foul. Third foul for Ndiaye is a couple of Senegalese players who could be in trouble in the early stages of the second half. Ndiaye and Yusufa Ndoye both on 3 fouls already. Kalnietis. Grigonis. Bounce pass. Sabonis somehow found a way to get that one to go.
I mean, how good is he?
Just finding space when there really didn't seem to be any. There's Almeida. And again. Ndor goes for 3. He can't get it to go either. They're still waiting to make their first 3-pointer of the game. Grigonis floats it up and gets it. Lithuania just ticking along nicely. 9 points now for Grigonis. He's been outstanding so far.
I mean, he scored the first 2 points for them, and he's just been aggressive, really attacking the basket. But all of their players have. You know, you and I talked during the quarter break. I think Lithuania have really come out with something to prove, and they're playing like that. You see it with their speed and with their pace and how aggressive they're being.
C'est la passe à l'avant, il a pas. Faut pas chercher Mohamed à 8 mètres devant. Non, je suis pas d'accord. Franchement, c'est bien joué. Pas me lever. Quand il a mal au gras, là, c'est possible, là. Et t'as pas de pilule.
I think a lot of that timeout was directed at Almeida there. But you know what? As the point guard, you need to get something going for your team. You need to call the sets. You need to get things running. And that's the big difference so far in this game. I mean, you see Lithuania. First of all, they sprint down the court incredibly quickly. But then when they don't have anything, they do a good job of setting up, penetrating, moving the ball. The ball reverses the court. Not the same kind of movement for Senegal.
Maurice Ndor hands it off to Dalmeida. Zayn Dalmeida just looking for options, and they're rather limited and they run out of time. Just such aggressive defense from Lithuania, and they're just so good at shutting out the opposition.
They really are, and you know, before the game I kind of thought that Senegal would have a length and athleticism advantage. I mean, this Lithuanian team, they're strong, they're fast.
Showing all those qualities, and they haven't let up yet. It's Dalmeida. Fai goes for the long two, and it's claimed by Sabonis. And once again, they just move the ball so quickly, get down the court at such speed. Come out to Kuzminskas, and eventually the foul is called. Well, if as it looks, Shona, that we go into the second half with a big lead here for Lithuania, it'd be interesting to see how they start the second half, because in the last game that we saw here, Australia had a bit of a dip. I mean, it was a tremendous comeback from Canada, but Australia definitely took their foot off the gas a bit. And you just get the impression that's not going to happen with this Lithuanian team. They'll just keep that intensity going.
You know, I really... Not a lot of people talked about this Lithuanian team meddling, really, before the event. You know, there were other teams, Serbia, Australia, the US, you know, possibly Spain, if they can put together a good run. You didn't hear Lithuania a lot.
No.
And I'm just wondering if that is something that maybe has motivated these guys, because they look great. Then again, you know, I don't know how much they're getting pressured and taken out of their stuff, especially offensively. But defensively, they are locked in. They know their assignments.
It's an important two there from Maurice Ndor. Takes his personal tally up to 6. Senegal still trailing by 22 with a little under 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Valanciunas has drawn the foul and will go to the line. He is just one of many that Senegal is struggling to cope with.
He almost has a perfect game so far, and the advantage is you saw him go out at the end of that first quarter, and he just checked back in here for Lithuania. So they're able to go to their bench and give kind of some of their starters a little bit of a rest with this kind of a lead. And in a tournament that has so many games in a short amount of time, you actually have to think about the amount of minutes that your players play.
I think we certainly might see one or two of the key players just held back a little bit later on in the game if Lithuania is still in that really comfortable position. But it might also be thinking about getting as many points as possible, because points difference is going to come into it potentially.
Especially in this group, I think, you know, with Australia after their performance today. Also Canada, I mean, we saw a great 10 minutes from Canada. Australia had a great 30 minutes. So if those teams can kind of play at that level when they were playing their best basketball, this can be an interesting group.
It certainly makes the next game for Lithuania, which is against Canada in 2 days' time. It's absolutely huge, of course, especially for the Canadians. 23-point lead rather for Lithuania at this stage as a three-point attempt goes up. Sabonis, Grigonis to the baseline and moving the ball quickly again. Just waiting for that gap to appear. It's a three-point attempt in the end. Defensively, much better there from Senegal. It's not been frequent in this game that Senegal have been able to force Lithuania into taking a rush three-point attempt.
Yeah, I mean, shot clock was winding down a little bit there. But you know what I liked is Senegal actually boxed out. They had bodies on Valanciunas. They were making sure they weren't going to get the ball, where earlier in this game, you know, shots were going up and Senegal weren't even boxing out.
Sambe finds Maurice Ndor. Sambe again. Scramble for possession. And here come Lithuania once again. The bounce pass and beautifully finished off. Mashulis getting involved. And that lead just keeps on growing. Ibrahima Faye. A long-range effort. Completely missed on that occasion by Gay. Trying his luck from long range, but nobody's been able to find that winning formula from distance.
That has to be a concern for me if I'm the coach. I mean, you got to talk about what's working, and they're 0 for 10, 0 for 11, sorry. Their threes aren't going in. You can't take a three-point attempt like that with 13 seconds left on the shot clock. It's just, it's not acceptable.
Another long-range attempt, and finally one does drop. Ibrahima Faye from distance. And Senegal's first three-pointer of the game. Open three at the other end, and there's the instant response from Lithuania. Mashulis again.
And really, that was because of a lack of communication with Senegal. They were getting back into a 2-3 zone. And there was miscommunication about who had what side on the low. And they left a wide open three-point shooter.
And Kunas, he goes for the three and can't get it to drop. Foul called. Really has been very disciplined from Lithuania. It's only a second foul in the game. We only have a minute 21 left in the first half. 25-point lead for Lithuania. Another three-point attempt. Mohamed Faye unable to make it count. Sabonis. Lekavicius. The shoeless again, the bounce pass into Sabonis. Just twists and turns and very nearly made it. Just seems to wriggle his way out of those tight spaces with consummate ease. Would have been some play had that shot gone in.
It really would have. I mean, the body control that he had there, I thought he was almost about to travel, but we've seen it all game. He's just, for a big man, you know, for his center, for his size, he's very mobile. He has great feet, great hands, and he understands the game incredibly well.
Final few seconds now in this second quarter. Sambe looks to find a way through. Ibrahima Faye drives in this time and can't get it to go. And Lithuania just running down the clock here. So a couple of seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And they can use up most of the time. Try and land another blow. It is a foul.
I mean, I guess the positive thing about that foul is you're going to get the ball back with 8.8 seconds, but you're giving up a possible 2 points from the free throw line.
Lekavicius. Makes the first.
Lithuania, 第9隊前場開隊。
Few seconds remaining here. Senegal might get one last attempt in. There is a foul.
Smart by Lithuania. I mean, they had a foul to give, right? So you don't want to give up an open shot. Take a foul. It's no big deal. Now, of course, you can't foul.
About 4 seconds. For Senegal to try and make something happen. Faye floats it up, can't get it to go, and that is the halftime buzzer. And Lithuania will be absolutely delighted with their first half display. A pretty dominant performance so far. 48 points to 21, the halftime score. And they have been extremely impressive in the first half, Shona.
I mean, they just dominated everywhere. Here you see their shooting percentages, 57% overall. Not great from the three, but they haven't really had to. And really that 1 for 13 from Senegal, it's just, you're not going to be able to win games shooting that kind of percentage. Out rebounding, basically everything statistically, Lithuania is leading the way. They're sharing the ball. They already have 12 assists. Out rebounding Senegal, like I said. They've got to the free throw times. They're 12 of 14 from the free throw line. And Senegal haven't even attempted any free throws. That's also a sign of being aggressive, how many times you can get to the line. So it just shows you, you know, I mentioned before and I'm going to mention all game. They're here and they're here to prove something, and that's what we've seen.
Well, they've certainly done that in the first half. We'll be back very shortly for the second half. Lithuania leading Senegal by 48 points to 21.
When you educate a woman, you educate a nation. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela, by the way.
As the longest running Chinese company with the basketball project, TCL has been supporting the development of basketball since 2009. It has supported the Chinese men's basketball team and the CBC, and officially became the global partner of FIBA Basketball World Cup this year. Together with hundreds and millions of fans around the world, we will witness the excitement of every moment of basketball and feel the spirit of continuous learning and perseverance. Please turn your attention to the jungle screen about the court and cheer for the Basketball World Cup together with TCL.
那么，我们从2020年起，TCL 是中国 感受不断的突破，坚持世界的历史的人。接下来，请大家将目光锁定球场上方的中央斗屏，和 TCL 一起为篮球世界杯加油助威。
Come on! Fight hard. We can see the light of miracle.
If it's in your heart, it shows in your spirit.
Zwycięstwo czeka was!
Good luck, teams.
做赛场的骄傲。
Play hard and win hard.
期待主角正式登场。
Good luck.
Wszystkie mecze wygrywajcie!
TCL 全力支持篮球世界杯，
加油！
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 加油！加油！
加油！加油！
加油！加油！加油！加油！
As the world's leading intelligent technology FIBA Basketball World Cup.
作为世界杯领域的特色公司 TCL 同全球用户一起创造社会美好生活，希望大家继续关注 TCL， 关注国际篮联篮球世界杯。
看世界杯就在腾讯。
dedicated to aid underprivileged rural children in China and help them develop in various ways. As the official NPO partner of the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup, Yao Foundation launched the Dream Journey project to let rural children take part of the joy of this top basketball event. 姚基金是由姚明于2008年发起，本着以体育人的宗旨，致力于助学宣教，促进青少年健康成长的公益组织。作为2019国际篮联世界杯官方公益合作伙伴，姚基金发起项目，让乡村的孩子们共享顶级篮球盛会的喜悦。
now Serbia just moving the ball. Jokic now. Tip pass. Oh, baby! Did you see that one? Starting with Bogdanovic.
Ball fake. And then shot on the way down with a nice spin of the ball.
Got to get it in. It's in. Mahika breaks through. Mahika to win it. And Puerto Rico, who look buried, have come all the way back to win. Some huge shots from Huertas has done the damage.
My parents gave me away, so I had no purpose in this life. Yeah. When you educate a woman, you educate a nation. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela, by the way.
Well, welcome back to Dongguan. Second half on the way. Senegal trailing Lithuania by 21 points to 48. Senegal might be a little bit disappointed with that first half performance, Shona, but we've been pretty impressed by Lithuania in the opening 20 minutes here.
Yeah, I mean, it was 20 minutes of Lithuanian basketball, really. They came out with a fire under them, and everyone contributed, which I love. I think that's a sign of a very good team where you have the 5 starters on the bench, but then the level never dips as soon as you go, sorry, 5 starters, but then the level never dips when the bench players come on and start playing for them. And that's what we've seen from this Lithuanian team. I hope Senegal had a good halftime talk from their coach, kind of figured some things out. I mean, settling for long shots. They're only 1 of 13 from 3. They got to get the ball inside, but they have to be more aggressive. They have to be more aggressive defensively and let that translate into them being more aggressive offensively. I think they missed some opportunities to drive the basket, get to the hole, maybe draw a foul. Really, they settled. They settled for difficult shots. That being said, I mean, how good was Lithuania's defense also? It was suffocating. Every action, every move that Senegal made, Lithuania were there. They knew it. They didn't let them get anything easy.
Yeah, Mantas Kalnietis in a picture at the moment, just one of many impressive performances. It's actually quite difficult to pick out or single anybody out because everybody's contributed. You know, they scored 48 points in that first quarter. Nobody's in double digits yet, and that just tells you they've spread the points out. Everybody's played a part in every aspect, whether it's rebounding, whether it's scoring. They just look such a good, solid team unit.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, you saw the 6 assists by Kalnietis there. He's known for dishing the ball. I mean, that's his specialty. He was 2013, 2015, and 2017 at Eurobasket. He was the assist leader in all 3 of those tournaments. And Europe has some great point guards. I mean, those were years, you know, Tony Parker with France plays. You have Milos Teodosic with Serbia. So for him to kind of be up there as far as dishing the ball and being a distributor, he is one of the best.
Yeah, by far the most assists of anybody on the court so far. Twice as many as anybody else. I mean, Sambe coming closest with 3 of his own, but it's a long way back here for Senegal. We did think that this could be a tough game for them. It's going to be a tough week for them in this group. They are the underdogs, and you know, we didn't really know what to expect with the new coach as well. So it'll be fascinating to see how they respond to this now. As you said, Shona, the halftime team talk would have been pretty important, and Maurice Ndor showed little flashes of what he can do. He's really important. I mean, he's got to be absolutely outstanding from now on.
There's a reason he's a captain, and I think, you know, maybe at times in the first half on dead plays, stoppage, you know, fouls, he needed to huddle his team and kind of get them focused, get them concentrating on the task. I mean, you're not going to get this lead back in the first few minutes. It's going to take a while, but really, you got to get stops, you got to play better, you got to have communication on defense, and in my opinion, that kind of starts with Ndor and his leadership. There's a reason why he's a captain, so everyone needs to step up, but he needs to really kind of gather the guys, especially when they look a little lost out there.
I mean, we should really mention the Lithuanian fans as well, because behind the end that Lithuania was shooting in the first half, there is this wall of green and yellow and red, and just so vocal and so passionate. There's other little pockets of Lithuanian fans dotted around the stadium as well, and when the fans show that much passion and that much desire to get behind their team, that's got to drive the players forward as well. That's probably why or one of the reasons they started so well.
I mean, Lithuanian fans, they travel everywhere to see their team play, but really, it's encouraging. It really gives you a boost. It's almost like that six-man feeling when you have, you know, this support and cheers for you, and they've had a lot to cheer about. It's been an exciting game for the fans to see.
Yeah, they've come a long way, traveled a long time to get here to Dongguan, see their team compete at the highest level, back-to-back semi-finals, falling just short at the final hurdle in each of the last two World Cups. Maybe not everybody was talking about Lithuania at the start of the tournament, but they are clearly a team that believe in their own ability and their own potential. Second half just about to get underway. Can Lithuania keep up what has been such an impressive display so far? Kalnietis with an open three early on. Well, there's your answer straight away. Draining that one from distance and taking Lithuania into the 50s. There's almost a turnover there as well, but Ndoye has it back for Senegal. Here's Maurice Ndoye. Ibrahim Afai draws the foul, and he will go to the line. Afai looking to add to Senegal's tally. Denis Adamaitis there, the Lithuanian head coach. Prominent performer as a player himself, representing the national side. Bronze medal winner at the Olympics 19 years ago. Instilling a winning mentality in this team. There's Kalnietis. Foul called again. Schulis. Intercepted by Maurice Ndoye. Moves it quickly to Sambe, who goes for the three. It was an open three. The follow is missed by Ibrahim Afai. Nothing falling for Senegal at the moment.
Again, you know, I know it's a good look at three and it was open, but your threes aren't falling.
They are at the other end though. Kalnietis making no mistake. Assists and points in the bag. 32-point lead now for Lithuania. So, long shot attempted, long two this time, which is no good, and Kalnietis immediately on his way again, weaving his way through, and Ndoye with the interception. And a little bit of a mix-up, they still have it here, Senegal. Turned over by Lithuania this time. They show great desire to correct any mistakes that they do make any time they lose possession.
Yeah, I mean, Kalnietis with two kind of turnovers in a row is really uncharacteristic for him. But then you saw, you know what, Jonas Valanciunas got the ball then. He kind of said, okay, settle it down. Let's run offense. Sure enough, we're going to the free throw line for three shots.
It is those experienced players that will make sure that the standard never drops. It certainly hasn't so far in the second half. They've maintained the pressure, increased the lead. Grigonis, who's having an outstanding game, making his first free throw here. Sambe now for Senegal. Babacar Touré off the knee of Sabonis.
I mean, right decision, because they were trying to get the ball inside, which is what I really think they need to start to do more, Senegal. But again, it's kind of the delivery. They're not able to, either there's good positioning by the post player ready to score and they can't make the correct pass, or the post player is not ready yet and they settle for outside shots.
Sambe out to Touré. Drives inside. That's a nice two. Good finish from Babacar Touré. A little more of that might get Senegal a little closer to Lithuania. Mashulis. Kalnietis. Out to Mashulis again. Valanciunas. Valanciunas gets it to go. The man mountain delivers once more. 4 from 4 from the field. Outstanding from Valanciunas. Sambe spins and lays it up. That's a really nice finish from Lamine Sambe. A better approach here from Senegal in the last couple of plays.
Exactly, they've attacked the basket. And you know, when I say, okay, yeah, they need to look for the post up, but they need to just they need to attack. I think 3-point shots are okay, or long twos are okay once you've already maybe looked inside, the ball has gone outside, you reversed it, you've attacked, and then maybe you're kicking it out. Because you're also making the defense move a little bit and tired, and you know, maybe they'll be late on that final rotation. It's kind of those threes where they're dribbling down, or it's a dead ball type situation, and they're just taking a tough contested three.
Yeah, and it's the speed of which they make the decision to take on that three that's been that. Not so much the missing, although that's a problem as well, but just feel it's not always the right option, and they have more time to try and find something better. They're in a decent little spell at the moment as Yusufa Ndoye goes up. Just couldn't get it to go. He was looking for the foul. Nothing given. Valanciunas at the other end, and Grigonis is fouled. Mohamed Faye is penalised.
I mean, really, Lithuania have only committed 5 fouls. And one of those was at the end of the second quarter where they fouled on purpose.
Yeah, deliberate one, yeah, absolutely. And I think a big part of that is the fact they've been so disciplined. Also, maybe Senegal's reluctance to attack, maybe. But it's certainly the discipline and just concentration of the Lithuanians just so impressive. Move the ball nicely here as Mashulis goes for the three and drains it. Super shooting from the Lithuanians. They just haven't let up at all so far. Points still being shared out. Everybody contributing. A couple of players into double digits now, but everybody's contribution so valuable.
Yeah, you know, this is just halfway through the third quarter, and you have 9 players who have already scored for Lithuania. That's a great stat to have. it also shows the confidence that the teammates have in each other and the willingness to share the ball.
Three-point attempt again is no good from Sambe. Shulis gets away. Kuzminskas, Valanciunas, and the three-point attempt from Shulis. And the rebound from Yusufa Ndoye. Turned over again by Lithuania and laid up and in off the glass for Lekavicius to add another 2 to his tally. And that difference between the two teams is just getting bigger and bigger. Ndoye denied. Just a wall of green shirts in front of him, and once again the speed with which Lithuania attack is just so impressive. Another foul. They're just so dominant.
They really are, but what I love is that it's on both ends of the court. Yeah, I don't think Senegal have played great offensively. They've missed a lot of shots. They haven't really attacked. They haven't moved the ball a lot. I mean, really, their offense has been very stagnant. A lot of watching other people do something. But I don't care. At this level, at the World Cup, to hold a team to 26 points after 25 minutes, that tells you something about how good their defense is.
Yeah, they just haven't let up at all. They've kept the intensity. And Lekavicius now can add more points. 40-point lead for Lithuania. It's another steal, and the open court and the dunk from Kuzminskas as Lithuania continue this incredible run. And once again, it's turned over. Valanciunas this time. Again, he's the man just to settle things down. Three-point shot is good. It's another 3 in the bank for Sebutis. Lithuania may well be thinking about points difference now, because they are just racking them up as Torre. Well, he thought he got a 2 there, but he's been penalised. Foul's gone the other way. And absolutely nothing seems to be falling for Senegal at the moment. There's the foul. Arm in the face by Torre. This was Kuzminskas at the other end with the dunk after the steal. More in the bag for Kuzminskas. This is Thiam now for Senegal.
Again, not great offense by Senegal, though. I know they drew the foul, but Thiam shouldn't be dribbling the ball for, close to 14 seconds. They need to get some movement. They need to have, set plays. They need people coming off staggers. They need to get the ball inside, outside, penetration. But again, maybe this is a sign of the coach not being with the team for that long, so not having the opportunity to put in a lot of set plays.
It's another long 3 that's missed. They have got it back again here, and Dor. And again from Fai. Good claim by Thiam. Couldn't get it to go. Out again to Fai. Thiam spins inside and draws the foul. They got 2 or 3 attempts in there. Lithuania holding off for the most part, eventually gifting the chance for Thiam to go to the foul line. 1 from 2. This is Lekavicius. Kuzminskas. It's a good block. Big block from Hamady Ndiaye. Thiam looking to make something happen at the other end. That's good work at both ends of the court there from Senegal.
It is, and now you see them kind of in an opportunity to pick up full court, maybe, you know, have Lithuania play out of rhythm a little bit.
Just missed a couple as well here, the Lithuanians. They've got a huge lead. That's nicely worked, and Hamady Ndiaye with the flush. And this is a nice little run from Senegal. Some encouraging signs at last.
Absolutely, and you know, you and I have talked about in the game before, in this game. I mean, point differential, especially in this group, I think is going to come into play. So, as much as Senegal can cut into this, they need to.
Foul drawn again here. Still just over 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Yankunis will go to the line here for the free throws as we have another look at that dunk from Hamady Ndiaye. Certainly the highlight of the game from Senegal's point of view so far. What has been a tough evening for them. This is Thiam. Final touch off the Senegalese player. Once again, it's 2 or 3 getting in the way of Thiam there as he tried to lay it up. Taking collective responsibility, Lithuania have done since the very beginning. Yankunis with the open 2, can't get it to go. And Ndor is able to take it away and gets the pass away. Oh, what an exchange, what a play from Senegal. Maurice Ndor with the dunk. And we've seen a couple of excellent bits of movement from the Senegalese team.
Absolutely, Oscar. I mean, when they kind of get a stop or force Lithuania into maybe a more difficult shot and they're able to get the rebound and run, they've been good.
I think maybe we're starting to see signs that the more they play together, the better they'll get, and they might be stiffer competition for Australia and Canada later in the group as Hamady Ndiaye barges his way through. This is Mohamed Faye, and Ndor just can't keep it in bounds. The Senegalese players getting their crowd on their feet with this moment. Lovely play. Super finish from Maurice Ndor. Lekavicius leaves it for Kuzminskas. Kuzminskas again. And Kuzminskas denied by Ndor. That is a big block from Maurice Ndor. Look at this. He's shown flashes, hasn't he?
Yeah,
shown
he
what
really
he can do.
I mean, I think by far you can tell that he is the best player, and there's a reason why he's the captain of this Senegal team. Maybe a little bit too much dribbling by Kuzminskas on that last possession.
Three-point attempt is no good. Senegal do win it. Here's Ndor, driving inside, looking for the pass. Wasn't held. Ndor has it again, this time goes for it himself. Unlucky not to make it. Time running out in this third quarter. There's 10 seconds remaining. Lekevicius, Ulanovas searching for a way through. Somehow managed to get the pass away, and there is the foul with just over a second left on the clock. So Bobby Yankunas to step up to the line here, add to the 27 points that Senegal have already scored in this third quarter. Long throw down the court. Kuzminskis didn't get that one away in time. But it is a huge lead for Lithuania at the end of the third quarter. 77-33, 44 points. Shona, Lithuania just haven't let up at all, have they, in this third quarter?
They really haven't. You know, early in the third quarter, they knocked down some big three-pointers. There you see it. They're shooting 53% compared to just 29 for Senegal. Look at that, 1 of 19. That's difficult.
It's certainly been tough for Senegal, and they need to start making some of those long-range shots, or taking a different option perhaps. But we've seen some nice moments from them actually in that third quarter. I think there's certainly signs of encouragement. It's very difficult not to sound patronising when the scoreline is, you know, there's such a big difference in the scoreline, but it is important that they continue to work at playing together and developing that team chemistry a little bit.
You know, I think they're going to improve as this tournament goes on. They also came up against a very difficult opponent in their first game. I mean, Lithuania is a team that easily, every almost major tournament, I feel like they're capable of medaling. And you know, you saw that with their fourth place finishes in the last 2 World Cups. So Senegal had a tough outing so far, 3 quarters. They do have 10 minutes left to just try and cut into that lead a little bit, because again, you don't know how this group is going to finish. And really, there's a big difference. I know the top 2 teams from this group, they get to move on to the qualification round for the quarterfinals. If you don't finish top 2, you still have qualifications for you know, rankings and everything. So finishing third makes a big difference in finishing 4th. Also, as far as world ranking goes, I mean, you know, if you're an African team, you want to finish the highest you can, because if you finish higher than all the other African teams, you have that spot at next year's Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah, and they're certainly contenders for that, because they are one of the best teams in Africa, the 2nd highest ranked African nation, and they've just been rather unlucky, the group they've been drawn into, really.
Yeah.
Which you could say about all the teams here in this group, but it's really important that they just keep going, keep trying to work and improve. As you mentioned, they've still got 10 minutes here to play for pride and try and cut that gap as well and show what they can do. We saw some really good moments from them in that third quarter, very entertaining. More of that will certainly give them encouragement. And Lithuania almost certainly will keep on pushing forward here and look to rack up those points. Shot clock running down, 3-point attempt is missed. The impressive thing about Lithuania is it doesn't seem to matter who's on the court either, and that's such a valuable thing, especially at this stage where you have games coming thick and fast.
It's really a sign of a good team, and a team that can make a deep run in a tournament like the World Cup, because you can't win with 5 players. You really need bench scoring. And here in this game, there's been no letdown.
Oh, what a play that is! What a finish. Butkevicius making a big statement there, his first points of the game. And Senegal down by 46 now, another three-point attempt, which doesn't go. There is a foul. Lekavicius penalised there. Let's have another look at this again. Lekavicius with the pass, and what a finish.
And the best part of that is he just checked into the game and already registered 2 points on a spectacular fast break alley-oop, really.
Faye with a shot. Lithuania still defending with that remarkable intensity. But I think that play, as you mentioned there, just typifies this team. You know, he's not really been involved that much. Butkevicius, on he comes, he goes, right, okay, I'm going to be noticed. Faye puts up a long three, and again, it just won't fall. Valanciunas, who else? Gathering in the rebound. Foul called at the other end. It'll be another trip to the line. Will be Lekavicius once more. Get himself into double digits here.
And you know, something else that we haven't really talked about is the free throw shooting percentage by this Lithuanian team. I mean, I can't tell you how many games that I've witnessed and seen. I don't want to say teams lose at the free throw line, but there have been games where I'm sure, you know, every player can look back and say, oh, if we had just shot the free throw shots a little bit better, you know, we would have had a chance to win that game. And they're shooting 93%. They're 25 and 27.
Valanciunas with a big, big dunk. It is just relentless from Lithuania. Foul called this time. Yusufa Ndoye drawing it, and will go to the line. Valanciunas showing what he can do again. Steaming through the middle. What a terrifying sight that must be for anybody on the receiving end.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those, you know, transitions where if you are back on defense, you kind of get out the way. Yeah. You know, you don't want to be posterized.
A 50-point lead for Lithuania has just been cut by Yusufa Ndoye with that free throw. Yeah, just going back to your point about the free throws, actually, it is a really valid one because they've had a lot of trips to the line. 25 from 27.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. I mean, the amount of times is a lot. But just to also shoot at that percentage, it's I mean, a team that can shoot in the 80s, even high 70s, would be considered a decent free throw shooting team. And the thing is, they have a lot of people shooting them. It's not just one person who's gone, you know?
Grigonis the most with 8.
They have 7 people who have shot free throws. So that's, you know, you're not just looking at a couple players who are good free throw shooters. Really, the entire team are good free throw shooters.
That's just outstanding again from Lithuania. It's showtime now. Putting on a display for their vocal and passionate fans. Restored that 50-point lead. I just wonder whether Lithuania will maybe just pushed a little harder by the performances of Canada and Australia earlier on. As we said, they set the bar pretty high, and well, Lithuania have responded. Nearly turned over again as Gay goes for the two, can't get it to go, and the break is on Butkevicius. Oh, what a finish. Well, he's not been involved that much, but he's certainly making it count. This is Sambe. Maurice Ndor steps back for the two, can't get it to go, and Valanciunas plucking it out of the air. It's Butkevicius again. Kalnietis goes for the three. Valanciunas almost tipping it in to reach over two players to get a hand on the ball. And get the decision as well, Lithuania. Grigonis, the man who got the ball rolling right at the start of the game, set the standard for everybody else, and going for the three-pointer, couldn't get it to go. Mashulis misses as well. And then Ndor looking to launch it towards Ndoi. Now Grigonis. And the pass off Butkevicius. It will be a trip to the foul line. Timeout called. Just under 6 minutes remaining. Ruthless and relentless from Lithuania.
On peut mal jouer, on peut très mal jouer, mais on garde notre tête. Si on donne la balle comme ça, ils vont nous mettre 120 points. Ça sert à rien. C'est pas bon, slow down, essaye de jouer. Ne sois pas impressionné, fais ce que je fais. Il y a d'autres matchs à venir. Tu fais un bon match, tu vas coller avec le but. Allez, vas-y. On gère les possessions, mais après il faut qu'on ait quelque chose. Voilà.
Can have a little look at Valanciunas and some of his contributions. Just such a special player, potentially such a big player for Lithuania at this tournament.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'll see him the rest of the game. I think he might have come out to have a breather, and you know, those are the things that you can do when you're up by this much. But you know, I talked about him at the beginning of this game. I said I think he can be a 20 and 10 guy for them. He only played 21 minutes, 6 of 6 from the field, 13 points and 10 rebounds. So he already has a double-double in only 21 minutes.
And that's the standard he set. There's still over 5 minutes to go. It'll possibly feel like a long 5 minutes for Senegal. Just watching this Lithuanian team stay focused, stay relentless. It's really something special. A 54-point lead now. Sabonis. Kalnietis. Mashulis. Oh, terrific play. And they made it in time as well, Sabonis. just timed to perfection.
I'm not even sure that was for Sabonis, but he ended up being the recipient, and I mean, really, they're just so unselfish.
I think that's the most impressive thing, isn't it? Because there's some big name players here who play for big teams and you know, domestically, but there's just no egos, no sense of anything other than just one united team.
Yep, and you know, that team has a goal, and it's to
produce more basketball like that, thrown down again. What a special player Sabonis is.
He really is.
Sambe. Fai. Once again, the three-point attempt is missed. Kalnietis. Grigonis. Mashulis tidies up. Grigonis. Mashulis. Thrown up. Oh, it's almost outstanding there. And the foul is drawn. It's just a joy watching this Lithuanian team. And you really can see just how tight the group is and how much they've spent playing together. They just know each other's games inside out. Players are interchangeable. Really are something special. It's too soon to get carried away. It's only game day one, but showing all the characteristics of a team that are here to compete.
But you know, what about Sabonis? I mean, this is your first World Cup. You already have 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Talk about kind of a future star for this Lithuanian team for many years to come. I mean, he's improved so much in the 3 years that he's been in the NBA. You know, he averaged just a little under 6 points his first year, second year 11.6, and then last year 14. So really, I mean, this is how much he's growing and improving every year, and you're going to see that same kind of contribution with this Lithuanian team.
Still so strong defensively. There is a foul which has been called here. Trip to the line for Mohamed Fai. It's been a tough opening to the tournament for Senegal.
I really think this Senegal team can improve as this tournament goes on, though. I think they need more time together. You know, they only had 5 warm-up games, friendly games, before this tournament started. We talked about how, you know, they had a new coach come in August with them. All those things, you know, that they're not advantages at you know, major international level, major international events. So, I mean, they're going to face a really tough challenge in 2 days, having to go up against Australia, who we saw play today, and they look great. I mean, they're kind of in a way similar to Lithuania. They have a lot of people who can contribute. Dellavedova, I mean, he was unbelievable. His shots that he has worked on, that clearly that work has paid off for him.
Normally, if you're Senegal in this position, you're thinking, well, okay, that's the toughest game out of the way at least. Let's see what we can do. But, you know, there's more to come. There's Ibrahim Afai. He'll keep possession. 55-point lead with a little over 2.5 minutes remaining. There's Thiam. Tries to get it to go in off the glass. Nice follow-up there. Toure getting a couple of points on the board. Senegal able to turn it over, and this is Diop who throws it down. Nice pressure there applied by Senegal. Rare for Lithuania to give the ball away in that kind of position. Lekavicius. Ulanovas couldn't get it to go. There's Thiam. Goes for the long two, and it's no good. And Toure was blocked there, but the follow-up from Faye. And Senegal putting a few points on the board at last in this fourth quarter. There were some good signs in the third. Ulanovas. Kuzminskas. And again, goes for the long three. Oh, absolutely drains it. Nothing but net from Kuzminskas. And Lithuania closing in on the 100-point mark. We've already seen one team get to 100 points today. And with a minute to go, it would be almost surprising if Lithuania didn't follow suit here.
I mean, Oscar, after watching this game, I'm really excited for the Australia-Lithuania game coming up in a few days.
It's going to be absolutely huge. I think there's similarities between those two teams because the rosters are so deep that they're so interchangeable, and you know, I think all their players will be fresh all the way through the group phase, even though this is a really tough group.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we talked about the experience the Australian team had, and it was a little bit more NBA experience on the Australian roster, but here it's, you know, it's that EuroLeague experience, it's that national team experience. These guys have been around for a long time playing at a high level in Europe.
And they get to 99 as we move into the final minute of the game. Thiam for Senegal. Diop now. Goes for the long one. It's just inside the arc, so just 2 points. A long two from Diop. Lithuania with a few seconds remaining to try and get to the 100-point mark, and it was never really in doubt. Nicely put away by Jankunas, yet another of the contributors here.
And really, for 40 minutes, I feel like Lithuania has played hard. Not at any point have they let up.
That's been the most impressive thing. Absolutely relentless. As the final buzzer goes, ending what has been, quite frankly, a stunning display from Lithuania. Absolutely relentless in their pursuit of victory. And they have beaten Senegal comprehensively, 101-47. And Lithuania making their mark and announcing their arrival on the world stage here at the FIBA Basketball World Cup.
And, you know, I don't think Senegal shot particularly well, even when they were open shots, but they did not have a lot of open looks. So that's really, you have to give that credit to one, Lithuania's coaching staff and their game plan and their scouting, and then two, to the players who were able to execute and just kind of take them out of anything easy. I mean, they held them to just 4% from three-point range. They were 1-23, Senegal was. If you want to say something about Lithuania, maybe they didn't shoot the three that well. They're only 7 of 19, 37%. I think it's a team that could shoot a higher percentage because they do have some shooters on their team. But that's okay when you're shooting 60% from two. You go to the free throw line 31 times and you make 28. Here you have it. So you shoot 90% from the free throw line. They really just dominated them. Points in the paint. They have an 18-point advantage. Points off turnovers, bench scoring. It's actually a pretty positive thing if you're Senegal having 39 bench points when you only scored 47 points. So maybe that's something that coach will go back and look at. Here you see the top scorers. Valanciunas, 13 points in only 21 minutes. Torre, 8 points. Sabonis, 13, and Kamietas with 13. So talk about even scoring for that Lithuanian team.
Yeah, I mean, over 100 points, and no one's got more than 13. That just seems crazy.
It's kind of incredible.
We've just seen the Lithuanian players go over to the supporters who've been absolutely brilliant and really enjoying their moment here. And they will be very impressed with what they've seen from this team. And we've seen a lot of really impressive basketball over the course of the day, haven't we, Shona, really? The first game was terrific, and it was quite a big win in the end for Australia, but it was a lot closer than the scoreline suggested, and Canada certainly played their part in that. Difficult day for Senegal, but I think the team of the day, possibly Lithuania, because, as you mentioned, it never stopped. They just kept going. They played hard for 40 minutes. That's so difficult to do, even if you are dominating.
Yeah, they really did, and like you said, I think that was what was one of the most impressive parts of this Lithuanian team. I mean, I know we can't look ahead. We have a game on September 3rd, so Canada are going to have to play Lithuania, and Australia are playing Senegal, but man, that game on September 5th. Right now, you know, after watching these two games and all four teams, I would guess it's probably for first place in the pool, the Australia-Lithuania game. We don't know. Maybe Senegal are going to improve. I think they should improve as this tournament goes on. Canada needs to figure out how to play for more than just 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be interesting because Nick Nurse actually mentioned in the press conference after the game that getting Corey Joseph and Kevin Pangos to play together was something that seemed to improve as the game went on. So maybe he's figured out something that will give them a little bit of an extra edge compared to today. And, you know, they're a team that aren't as haven't played together as much, rather, as Lithuania and Australia, but today will have helped them a lot. It was a big test for them today, so we might see them improve. They might have taken a bit of a hit from today's defeat. It was a tough game for them, and you know, a lot of players played a lot of minutes, but it'll be fascinating. I mean, I'm like you, I just can't wait to see the rest of this group, and it'll be really good to see how it all unfolds over the next few days. That's a couple of great performances, in particular from the two winning sides today in Group H, game day one in this particular group. You can probably still hear the Lithuanian fans in the background, really enjoying this moment. A great win for their team here, 101 points to 47 earlier on today. A huge win for Australia. And they'll be back in 2 days for game day 2.